Hello everyone, this is Andrew Giron, and I'm finally back with part 2 of the Fury Paintball scenario I was at on last Sunday. Kinda didn't have, this weekend just didn't have the time to actually get around to editing this, so it's gonna come out later than I wanted, obviously, instead of Sundays now on Tuesday. Yep, that's what I get for having my bizarre dedication to the one video per day schedule that I've been doing.
Yeah, they're gonna be right on the hill.
Anyway.
They're gonna be right on top of the hill right now.
So, second half team switch. So now we're on the German team,
Sorry? Where's the first game?
and it just developed into a complete and total shit show. Part of it's just because the opposing team, I do believe, made very good use of the spawn system, while my team didn't really do that. I know I never made proper use of it. I just always went back to, the main spawn and then walked back in. Of course, it helps that the fact that the action was always right next to spawn for the most part. Like, basically, once you get past that mesh safe area there, that's where the shooting is. Once you get to it and past it, that's the shooting. And so basically you came down to the point that it's hard to get out of the spawn without being shot at. And I don't know, I've seen this happen before when they do the spawning like this, where they have, one team's on the top spawn, the other team at the very bottom spawn. It just doesn't work out. It just doesn't. I think they would have been better off using not this safe area as a spawn for the German team, but maybe there's one up the hill from it. That probably would have worked better. I don't know for certain how well it would have worked out, the middle spawn, but
Are you hit? Did it break?
yeah. So obviously the enemies camped out in the fort you keep seeing in the background there on the front. It's called Fort Destiny.
There's a first strike over there!
I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, someone in the tower.
And also, I just didn't play well at all in the second half.
Somebody in the right corner there.
Part is because I kept getting sweat in my eyes. Like, there's times where I just barely see. Like, normally when I'm down on the bottom half of the
Yeah, he's there.
Young Guns fields, my mask fogs up on me. Didn't fog up on me today, which is fortunate, because it was very dry. But yeah, I just kept getting sweat in my eyes. So there's people literally
Swing around, see if I can put some suppressing on.
within mercy range that I did not see. And that's the problem I had. Then I guess as I said early on, in the first video about. So I think part of the problem is that nobody on my team seemed to really know what exactly was happening, where what tank we're supposed to go to, how to do it, stuff like that. That part of that's just player. Part of that's maybe it just wasn't really well known what exactly was happening. That, and a lot of the pink players partway through the second half left. I think it might have been as many as half either stopped playing and or left, which kind of sucks, and eventually just devolved into just people just doing their own thing right near the end. Aside from that, it's just there I go firing it effectively in full auto, as I have been doing. This is my first time out with the E-grip, so I was just putting it through its paces. And yeah, that, and a lot of people on my team were accusing the blue team of unsportsmanlike conduct. A lot of accusations of them, cheating in various ways. Guns running hot and not calling themselves out being the primary ones. Other ones were not respecting the mercy rule. Stuff like that. I didn't really witness much of it, so I can only tell you secondhand, what I was told. The only time I really experienced anything particularly suspicious was maybe guns being run hot. It's hard to tell because I was getting shot at. My dad and I were getting shot at from a fair distance away through through foliage, and the balls were getting to us and breaking on us. What were the guns running hot? I don't know, because it's mid-spring, so the foliage isn't particularly dense, so it's could just just be pure luck. Because I know when I just figured that not particularly dense foliage, and the paintballs broke on like pod packs and markers, so I figured it's just a combination of that and hitting hard things caused the balls to break, not necessarily them being run hot. But I don't know, that's just a lot of the common perception.
He's in the corner.
And yes, like I said, still shooting it effectively. That end, I forgot to change my battery after the first half. I was going to, but I completely forgot to, so my battery... I lost a bunch of D footage from the second half when the battery died. Bit of a shame. And here we go, go prone. So tactical. Use my bipod. Do a pretty awful reload. And I forgot to clean the paint off of my hopper. I see me dumped a bunch of paint there. Yeah. I guess I'll just let this keep going and I'll chime in when I do something stupid or something interesting happens.
Anybody on the wall? Yeah. Yeah. We have a bunch of people on the top of the hill. We have a bunch of our people moving up the top of the hill behind us. What? I'm aware. Huh? I see pink guy in the floor, don't know. Or is it not the blue taking it out? Oh, you got one. Sorry? Yeah. Well, it's still that guy up there in the corner.
They'll be scrambling. So there's one diffusers and the 5 guys. Guys, no, big rush. Walk.
You got paint right there. Okay. Okay, you are out. Dead men don't talk.
I'm not telling what you are.
Yeah.
The thanks for the job. These guys watching corners.
Well, how are we gonna do it? Got a bunch of lads. Let's get going. There's that guy in the tower. There's a guy in the corner there. Yeah, I know. All right, we ready to go? Let's go.
Hey, let's do it, boys. We're gonna do a rush.
Come on. Go, go, go!
So, alright, so this next bit here is basically when my battery died, so really it's not going to be much. You basically get to see me walk up a hill, and that is about it. And the unfortunate part about this clip is that this is the clip where, you know, my possibly suspicious guns being run high on the blue team thing happened, but like I said, I don't personally think that that's the case, but you know, you never know for certain, I guess. And at the end of the day, it wasn't a big deal for me. Like, I had fun, and any of the suspicious stuff that happened, you know, if it did happen, it wasn't enough to really ruin it for me. It's just, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of easygoing that way, I suppose. Yeah. Besides from that, like I said, it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a hectic, not really hectic, but just kind of haphazard scenario felt at times. Like, I've been to a fair few scenarios at Young Guns Paintball and Airsoft now. They do Airsoft now. It's a fairly recent thing. And it's just, yeah, I felt like this one just maybe was not as well coordinated as previous ones, and also there wasn't as many people at this one. Like, I hear the beep from my camera about to die.
So that's why I just found my battery dying on me. Let's plan, extend.
Yeah, as I say, it's just, I don't know, this scenario just was not maybe as well put together or as well oiled as previous ones. I think maybe it's just too many moving parts, a bit too complex, but I guess that's really hard to say. Alright, so here I got my second battery in, so that's nice. You honestly did not miss much from it. It was just like 10 to 15 minutes of my dad and I. You can see him, you know, he's the guy in the arid camouflage there. You know, did some bushwhacking. You know, found, you know, just kind of got pinned down a bit behind the fort.
Okay, I got that.
And yeah, that's, yeah, really about it. And us getting shot through the trees, like I said. My dad did go and say to, he told a ref, you know, he thinks that maybe some guys are running their guns hot. I don't really know what became of it. I don't honestly. It's just, like I said, it doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day. If it's poor sportsmanship, oh no. Otherwise, it did not really impact me that much. I'm sure other players on my team would disagree and whatnot. Anyway, at this point, we're just trying to figure out what's going on with the bunch of blue players around, and you can see a blue player up there walking towards us, trying to explain that basically a bunch of the blue players are trying to fall back so we could gain a bit more ground. The thing is, not all the blue players got that message or they decided to ignore it. It's kind of whatever, you know. They play their game their way. We play the game. That's really about it. Yeah, so just at this point, just everything just devolved into a bit of a clusterfuck.
What is this fun you speak of? A lot of stuff is unnecessary right now.
Yeah, basically the blue player I'm walking beside on my right, he's just commenting on, he thought my gun looked cool, I guess. Because basically we're both using A5s, his is a bit more basic than mine. And I was just saying that basically a lot of stuff I have on my A5 is not really necessary.
I'll have the first strike in the foot.
And then, yeah, at this point I just got shot by a first strike in my foot. Caught me in my... Because basically the boots I'm wearing are a pair of... If I recall correctly, they're a pair of jungle boots, like the US style ones. They're post-Vietnam. They're the all-black ones. I think these ones are supposedly unissued Canadian ones, because if I recall correctly, you know, the US style jungle boots did see limited service in the Canadian forces during like the 80s, I do believe. I can't tell you for certain, or whether or not these boots are authentic. I paid less than $40 for them, including shipping and handling, and they work well enough. Anyways, as why I'm talking about the boots, basically, you know, it has a combination of leather and combination of leather and nylon canvas, and I got shot in the thin nylon canvas part, and now I'm just, you know, at the spawn wiping it off.
And I'm back in. Right in the foot. Yeah.
It actually stung a surprising amount.
Yeah. All right.
You know, it didn't hurt. It's just kind of surprised, kind of just like, oh, hey, got shot. And that's first strike for you. You know, you can reach out and touch them with them from a decent ways away. And here we see more walking. It's kind of what you do in scenario paintball sometimes, as you walk, because, you know, a lot of ground to cover. And yeah, maybe I'll just skip to an interesting bit.
Top right. Coming close.
That shot guy goes the wrong way around. Fuck's sake.
What's happening?
In the tower. If we go to the graveyard, there's that little hump they come around.
Yeah.
That's sprint across. I don't know what's waiting on that right there.
Yeah. See anything? Fine. Fire a couple shots, see if anybody responds. Oh, there's a guy right there too, by the van. Oh, you know. That guy's basically waiting for anyone to come around that corner. Yeah. Dead man walking through, be careful. think I saw one just in front of the tower. And there might be one by the... Sorry? One behind the... Yeah. Yeah, obviously, yeah. She's been there for a while. We have a couple of people in the grave. Right? Oh, you okay?
I dodged all of them.
Where'd it come from? You see?
Yeah, the right behind the van. Jesus. There's one guy at the van.
See if I can get around to there. See if I can put something on him.
I have no idea.
Bill? One way down there behind the fort. Yeah.
There's one guy behind the wall. Are we getting the park thing? Yeah, the one behind. We're getting the one behind the helicopter now? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, mine towards it.
Yeah. Be careful because there's one guy right behind that van just waiting for anyone to go around the corner.
And coming up here is a lack of last good judgment on my part, because we knew a guy was there watching kind of this road going along, and
Yeah, it broke on the back of my head.
yeah, I got shot in the back of the head because
Yeah.
he's
Yeah, I got right here.
on the van there, and I got shot in the back of the head. It happens, we should have done like a cover fire thing, instead of just trying to hook around without really doing much to facilitate a
Back of the head.
proper,
Sorry? Broke.
words fail me, or I forgot how to words. Instead of trying to facilitate a proper, repositioning, we just kind of started running, and I got shot for my troubles. Yeah, that's why you need to do things properly. And yeah, I guess I'll just cut to the interesting bits again.
I can't see any on your side. Oh, looks like you might have a brake on your shoulder there. Can't tell if it's a brake or a flat. I don't know. You good? We're by ourselves over here now. The camera moved up. We've gone. Anything? Right? Yo. See someone moving up there. Can't tell who it is.
Someone moving up through the bushes on that side.
I saw one of our guys going that way. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah. He was moving right to left. We have a couple of guys over there watching us. I don't think that's our tank though. I don't know. I don't even know what tank we're on. Yeah, I don't know who it is though. Is he pink?
Yeah, and
Pink,
right
pink.
around here's where I started having problems with
Sorry.
sweat in my eyes. You know, first of all, if you notice, you know, I accidentally shot at a pink player directly in front of us because I just saw someone there and they were shooting. There's actually in the bunker that was in
No
the
idea.
that you see right ahead of me. There's a blue player in there that I could not see because yeah, it's just so much. You know, I just got too much sweat in my eyes, and yeah, he actually did shoot me at pretty close range. Whatever. He got me on my marker, so it's not like it hurt me or anything. Because basically, I see he got me there. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. Yeah, so you can't really see it right now, but there's blue pillars in front of me. And so yeah, I'm just hiding behind a shrubbery. And just trying to figure out what exactly they're doing because they kind of seem to be milling about, so I'm not sure if they're actually in game or not. And that's actually something I noticed a lot, is that there's a lot of people on both teams who just kind of milled about. And at times it was kind of hard to, you know, what exactly they're doing. Are they in? Are they out? You know, like, you know, what's the deal? And at this point, I'm just kind of being indecisive of what I want to do. You know what? Do I want to go up here? Go over there?
Out. Out. I'm having fun.
And yeah, anyways, yeah, and then I noticed, yeah, those guys are active, so I start opening up on them. I think I got one of them. Basically how it works, there's kind of two entrances to the fort right on top of each other. There's a bridge going across the little gap there between the ridge line and the road, and then there's one underneath the little walkway bridge thing right at the base of the fort. And at this point, yeah, the railing just blocks the camera's view because it's mounted so high up on my mask. And yeah, not really much to say. having trouble getting my pod back in the carrier. Because I'm not using an actual like paintball harness, I'm using a like an actual like surplus military webbing I've kit bashed together. And yeah.
Over there on the fort. Oh, not yet. We'll see those. Oh, I think that guy might be pink. Shit. Can't tell. Nope, more blue moving up on it. No idea. No idea.
Yeah, so right here I found myself in a bit of a quandary because I got the guys in front of me right now who are vaguely aware of where I am. And then at the top of that, next to that bunker, there's a blue player who just mercied my dad. So he's well within, you know, he's pretty close to me. So I'm trying to figure out, oh dear, what do I do? I'm in a bad spot, so I have to figure I'll pop up, try and mercy him, which I'll do shortly, but that doesn't quite work out for me because he had some friends with him and they were more than willing to shoot me. That's how it goes sometimes. I should have just shot everybody, but I decided I didn't want to light up a guy at fairly close range. You know, that's not very polite. And basically, you see the guy on my right there. I just got shot the hell out.
Yeah. Hit.
And then yeah, I slipped. Gotta slow down. And yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes it just happens. You're outnumbered. You get shot. That's how it goes.
All of you for me? Huh? All of you think? You know what's up my head?
No.
The camera still recording? Any red lights going?
Where's the red light?
Can't hold over.
Huh? Oh, I see, yeah.
Yeah. Still on? Okay. Alright, back into fight. Huh? Blue guys are, I don't know about pink. No idea. I have no idea what's going on anymore. Yeah, I see a pink guy right in front of us. Past those trees there on that berm. Don't know where to fire from.
And right here is what I talked about earlier, is that pink and blue players is kind of standing around, milling about, and yeah, the guy I'm with, you know, we're not really too sure what the story is. It's just, yeah. Sometimes that's just how it goes. But yeah, I prefer if people didn't do that, especially in a scenario game.
Yeah, you're just done. Yeah. Oh yeah? Put on the battery gun.
Alright, so at this point, the game's almost over, so me and the guys that I'm with, we're trying to figure out... Because basically we're behind the blue team and they don't really know we're here, so we're trying to figure out our plan of attack.
Going down that bunker there.
And, yeah. Honestly, at this point, I, once again, had sweat in my eyes. I really was not really quite aware of what exactly was happening. Or not really unaware, but just couldn't see clearly. So that results in me getting mercied right at the end. It's whatever. You know, I couldn't see the guy. Like, I don't say it as a case of I was looking at him, I just, combination of being sweat in my eyes, and it just didn't quite register me. Oh, hey, that's a blue player mercying that pink, my teammate, and I'm just watching it happen, and he mercies me, and I'm just like, game's almost over. Whatever, you know. And yeah, it was just a case of, trying to figure out how to sneak up on the blue players that are right in front of us. And yeah.
Still can't see shit. Got sweat in my eyes. Oh, good job. I just can't see anything. It's squinting. I think that's basically the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, how much time is left? 5 minutes?
I rejoined a few minutes ago.
Yeah, so basically just talking right now. This game's almost over, so it's just
Sorry?
no point in continuing. So yeah, not really much happens at this, just a bunch of walking. And, like I said, I got mercy, so I just put my barrel bag on and kind of walk through. I check the ref, how many minutes or how much left, a couple minutes, so it's whatever. So then it's just the short walk back to the spawn and whatnot. So I guess I'll just give my conclusion in the meanwhile. Yeah, as I said before, I had fun.
How much time's left?
There's like 2 minutes left.
Yeah. I had fun. Maybe it's a bit,
I'm now an observer.
hectic.
You cannot shoot me. I shall not pose like one of my French girls.
And yeah, I'm just joking around. I'll just, stand and watch, wait for the end.
My camera battery died.
And I was also constantly worried that my battery might have died on me already. Because it's using in the heat, especially in the waterproof case, the camera can get pretty hot. And it wasn't like it was super hot weather. It is like 28 degrees Celsius, I think, is what it was around there. 26 to 28 degrees Celsius that day, if my memory has not failed me. So not super hot. Not a hot day, but definitely a warmer day. And there's very little cloud cover. So yeah, the sun's just bearing down on us. My dad was wearing his air camouflage, and I probably would have been better off wearing mine. it probably would have been suited the environment a bit better. You know, the mix of, you know, the tan, brown, and green as opposed to what I was wearing, because I'm wearing surplus German Flecktarn 5 color. You know, the classic, not really classic. Just that is cheap. That's why I got it. And also to go with it, I got a set of the 3 color German Tropentarn, or tropical or desert camouflage, whatever you want to call it. The Tropentarn. And maybe I would have been better off with that, but I know I think that would have been a bit too beige compared. Bit too beige compared to my for the environment. Words. I'm not good with words right now, apparently. And yeah. Anyway, after this, you know, relax a little bit. Got the you know, put the stuff back in the truck, and after that there was the draw prizes, because after all the scenario games, basically Young Guns Paintball, they have, you know, they have their sponsors. They're sponsored by Tippmann, GI Sports, whatnot. I think Dye has the sponsorship as well. I can't remember all their things.
Not very many people are ready for it.
And also you have me explaining my theorem of why one of the reasons why the pink team did so poorly was there was the early deployment. So early on, before the game actually starts, you know, a few Allied players get moved to the first tank. You know, that way it's not just completely open for the Germans. And my theory was basically when we started at top, is right in the beginning, and there wasn't, like, my dad and I got started late, a bunch of players got started late on both teams, so I think it's a case of just not enough pink players were ready early enough to be there for the early deployment. And then my theory, you know, as I said, for my theory is in the second half, you know, the blue team, you know, when they were the Allies, you know, they were ready, so they had a lot more players there for the advanced deployment onto the first tank, so they just had that critical mass there early on to hold it. You know, that's my theory. Is it true or not? I have no clue. I think it's one of the big reasons why we didn't do very well in the second half is, you know, maybe my team wasn't that good. I didn't play particularly well. I don't know about the rest of my team. No, maybe all, because there was a few, like a lot of the regular scenario teams were there. They're on the pink and blue team though, so I don't know. But the other problem was that, yeah, a lot of pink players left in the second half, and that just killed any momentum that we could try and get going. Anyway, back to the draw prizes. Yeah, they regularly give away like a couple $1,000 in, you know, prizes at the end. Because basically, you know, when you register, you have a wristband for your team, and here's a number on the wristband, and when you register, you know, their unmatching number gets put into the, you know, the draw, and maybe you win it. You know, you can win things. You can win a, you know, vest, clothing. They had a couple markers that they gave away. I think they had 2 or 3. They had a Tippmann TMC and a Tippmann X7 Phenom. I can't remember which version of Phenom. I think there was another gun. I can't remember. But yeah, you know, it's fun. You know, my dad and we didn't get our names drawn. Of course, running joke for that is I usually win a oversized article of clothing. That happened to me twice. I won a sweater, like a double extra large sweater, and a double extra large sweater and a double extra large paintball jersey. Yeah, clips over, but I'm still talking. You know, and that's all good fun. You know, sometimes you win some. I won a Tippmann 98 in a drop one time as well. That's nice. You know, it's good to have another backup marker. You know, Tippmann 98's a solid marker. You know, if we go paintballing with, you know, a friend or family and they need a marker, you know, we can loan them a 98 and it'll work for them. But I'll stop talking because, yeah, this is, you know, well over an hour at this point. Yeah, I'm Xander Turon, and this was the second half of the Young Guns Paintball Fury scenario game. I don't know. You guys have a lovely day.